Hello, welcome to Unrestricted View Film Festival. And today, for Meet the Director and Producer and Actors, we've got the group from Self Isolation, which is playing on Monday, the 13th of July. We have Blake Ridder, the director. We have Alistair McKay, the producer. And we have Katie Sheridan and Craig Norea, the actors. So welcome, guys. Thanks very much for taking part today. I'll go to you first, Blake. What gave you the idea for the short?
It's exactly the lockdown that's gave me the idea because obviously we couldn't film a proper film set as you would normally do, and I was in lockdown. I thought, what could I do that's easy to do without infecting anyone else? It was also a carry on from a previous short film I made called Coronavirus.
Right.
Which was one of the first that went online before the outbreak back in January. And that did really well. And therefore, what could be a continuation through that? It would be self-isolation, because after the coronavirus outbreak, people are self-isolating. And I wanted to turn it into more of a dark side of the story, because there were a lot of kind of comedy and lighthearted, which were really good as well. But I'm kind of more kind of thriller horror kind of guy in terms of filmmaking. So yeah, so that's where the idea came from.
That's great. And I mean, one of the things that I really liked about it, it had a few sort of, red herrings in there, and you're thinking, oh, this is a horror film. Someone's going to leap out behind him at any point. But I really liked the way you took it. I thought that was really nice and clever, and I wasn't expecting it. It was a really nice take on it. Now, but also I just want to ask you, because shot in lockdown, you must have turned that around really quickly, because it was submitted to the festival right at the I think at the end of March, and we went to lockdown on 23rd of March, so that must have been really quick.
So the whole process from having the idea to submission, I think it was about a week, if that, because it was easy to shoot. Well, I thought it was easy, but there were some problems in terms of technical problems, like recording the right screen, and we tried different platforms. We tried Zoom, but we didn't think Zoom would be good because we felt Zoom was more commercial. Skype was better, but then we had problems of getting everyone on, and there were like internet connection problems as well. So you think it'll be easier, but then it become a little bit harder in terms of getting the right connection and technical aspects.
Blake, if I could, I'm sorry, Alistair, if I could ask you a question. So putting together a film like this, so everyone, I guess, is in completely different places in the country. How was that, putting that together?
Do you know what? It's really interesting. I'd never done anything like it before. Like, I guess anybody had done anything like it before. It's such a unique situation that we're in. But when Blake first spoke to me about the project, I think that was the thing that appealed, was to sort of, as a producer, you want to do things you haven't done before. And I also, because I write and direct myself, I felt like I could serve Blake and serve the story in taking some of the pressure off him, because obviously he was acting in it as well, as you know, and to act in it and having written it and directing it and shooting under such unique circumstances, it's just a lot for Blake to take on. So I think I saw myself more as a facilitator of making his life easier with this particular project.
Yeah, and have you two worked together before? Is this or is this the first one?
Yeah, we've worked. So that Blake's first ever film, What Happened to Calais, the first thing he ever wrote, he came to me to help him with that as well. So I worked on the script with him for that one, and then we worked together on a film that I shot last year called Commonplace. Last year, last year, and then we've done a documentary together, Self Isolation. And we're currently doing a feature together as well. So the short answer is yes.
Yes. Oh, so you work together a lot. Well, that's great. I think it's fab when you can find that sort of thing, and all the shorthand that comes with that. As you go on to projects, you just get to know each other and how you work. Yeah. Right. I'm going to go to let's go to Katie. Katie, so how is it acting to a laptop?
It's it's a bit weird, but it was quite all right. I mean, we were able to I filmed a web series years ago anyway, where that was set on Skype. So I was kind of used to filming, looking into camera and things like that. But with this, what was quite nice was that we actually filmed it on Skype. So I could actually see everybody that I was acting off of.
Right.
Whereas when I've filmed before in that format, it's been, I'm pretending that I can see people and just looking in a lens and sort of just hearing voices and imagining reactions. Whereas the way we shot with Blake, I've never shot like that before, actually, like live over Skype. And although there were some, as Blake mentioned, technical difficulties, it was really quite lovely, the realism of actually doing it that way. It felt very real and very sort of authentic, and it was quite a fun experience to film that way.
Because that was one of the other questions I was going to ask. You know, was it a live or you know, were you doing it live to each other, so to speak?
We were, yeah.
It very much looked like you were. I thought that's either fantastic editing or they are. Each other, yeah.
He did, and he turned it around really fast.
Yeah.
I was really surprised at how quickly we filmed it, and like a couple of days later, Blake sent it through, and I was like, "Oh my god, it was so fast!" Like, you know, it's quite amazing the speed of turnover with it. And we had to jiggle things because we had some problems where sometimes people were pixelated in one box, like I would be fine, but then Grace was blurry, or you know, so he had to sort of, I think, move images around and things like that to compensate for those kind of technical issues. So yeah, it's very, very fast turnover what you did.
Fantastic. And Craig, can I ask you, so I mean, there was a script, I take it, but were you allowed to improvise around that at all, or was it a very...
Indeed. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, the scripts, we had the general script, obviously, which Alistair and Blake worked on. And then there was kind of parts in it where Blake allowed us to improvise and to find our own kind of uniqueness. There's a specific line in there, actually, I think it talks about Boris Johnson having coronavirus. And that was kind of added in by me and Blake, kind of discussing that and seeing how we could make it more relevant to the present time and make it as authentic and as kind of real to people to connect with as possible. So yeah, he allowed us that freedom to kind of work on the script ourselves and look into the script and find little bits and bobs where we can make it really kind of entertaining and current as well for the people watching.
Yeah, and I mean, there was a really nice relationship between all the friends on the screen. Do you all know each other?
No, we don't. That's not previously, but what we got to know each other really quickly. It was great though, because I think the great thing about the script is that it was so kind of real that you could really make real relationships between each other. I think that came across quite well because we were bonded really quickly and we were kind of really quick on kind of learning the lines. So we just tried to make it as quick and snappy as possible to really show that kind of authentic relationship between us.
Brilliant, fantastic. All right, I'm gonna ask each of you one question now. Blake, who is your favorite director?
It's a really hard one I'll never be able to answer that one because I don't have a favorite director to look up to as such, because I just watch films where I think would look good from the trailer, and whoever that director is, whether it be someone well known or not, if it's a good film, I like it. But if I had to pin down, probably Christopher Nolan.
Right. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, Alistair.
I'm here.
Yeah. What is your favorite film?
Oh,
I know.
you hit me with that one, have you?
Apologize.
So I've got two go-tos.
Yeah.
One is, I'd say, not necessarily the best film, but the reason I'm in the film industry, which is True Romance.
Yeah.
I watched that when I was a kid, and I had it on VHS, but I had it recorded 3 times in a row because I didn't want to have to rewind it, and I knew I wanted to watch it again. So I had it literally the same film. I used to love that movie. I still do, and I get sort of sentimental value. As a piece of filmmaking, there's this South African film called Tsotsi, which is 15 years old now, if you've seen it, but it's just an incredible piece of filmmaking. I'd say those two would be the two that stand out.
Brilliant. Okay. Yeah. And Craig, who's your favorite actor?
My favorite actor at the moment is Damson Idris. He's currently playing on Snowfall in America, right. And he's just in a short film called Farming. But my favorite actor of all time is probably Denzel Washington. He's someone I just look up to. I love the way he acts. I love how natural it is. I love how kind of just how he kind of molds himself into different characters. So yeah, he's my idol.
Oh, fantastic! That's great. And finally, Katie, who's your favourite actress? Oh,
I just unmute. My favourite actress. There's lots of actresses I really like, but I really love Sandra Bullock's one of my all-time favourite actresses, and Reese Witherspoon as well. Really love Reese Witherspoon.
Brilliant. Okay, well, thanks, guys. Thanks for chatting to me. So, yes, Self-Isolation can be seen on Monday, the 13th of July. Tickets at unrestrictedview.co.uk. Thanks, guys. Next, we've got a trailer coming up for our sponsors, Free at Last show, Agatha Raisin. But it's been great talking to you guys, and well done on your film. Brilliant job, and hopefully speak to you soon. Take care.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Thanks.
Who's Melissa?
Just a writer friend.
Oh God, what's happened to us?
You and Charles were all over each other. Hands off me, Fraith. Agatha?
There's no sign of James.
Please, will you just come back to me?
I need you to help me find out exactly who Melissa Shepherd was.
We're from the Agatha Raisin Detective Agency.
My wife says that you've been round asking questions.
There's a dark underside to the Cotswold. It's not all thatched cottages and cream teas.